Hi, I'm Tinny from minibulldesign, and today I'm out in the backyard and I just finished testing on my homemade electric trike. Now there's a lot of questions I want to answer from people who have been asking, but let me give you the basic numbers first. I'm getting a range right now, and as the battery charge and discharge, I'm told that the mileage will get better, but right now on new batteries I'm getting about 25 miles between charges. With enough left to drive home slowly but not fast. As soon as this center yellow light starts to flicker, you want to be heading for home. Now the top speed is just about 30 miles an hour. And I got to tell you, setting in a seat this low to the ground with nothing around you at 30 miles an hour is, at very least, breathtaking. Not something I care to do for any length of time. Now this morning, yesterday I just drove it on a closed course loop to find out how many miles it would go between charges. This morning I installed a speedometer and odometer to better keep track of things, and just struck out, went out of the front door, it went left, went up the road 1.5 miles, down over the hill, and there's a small pond back there with a bunch of camps around it and a fairly nice road. Drove all the way into that, some of it very steep, alarmingly steep hills. If they were any steeper I wouldn't have been able to get up over them because I would have spun, that's how steep they were. Went all the way up there, turned around, came back, went by my dooryard, went in the other direction for 1 mile where the road turns to Hot Top. Then I drove another mile down a mile long hill that is really steep. Turned around at the swim front and came back up that hill at 25 miles an hour. Yeah, it maintained 25 up over that steeper hill. I was amazed. And then back home. My total distance traveled was about 7.5 miles. And going over hill and dale, this thing did anything I asked it to do. Just glassy smooth, all kinds of horsepower, and a huge amount of fun. Now, there are a few electric vehicles out there that companies are selling, but every one of them has the same flaw. They're way overbuilt, and they cost like 10,000 bucks. I'm thinking of the Go One Velomobile, which you can get the e-bike package, electric package, as well as pedal it, and that's like $12,000. Well, people aren't going to pay that much money for something like that. I don't know of anybody that makes something electric powered with a 20 or 30 mile range that is lightweight like this with just a light plastic body around it. Everybody overbuilds them for some reason. Maybe it's an insurance liability thing, but if somebody would build something like this, I mean, what I have invested right here is under $400. I've got 8 7.5 amp hour gel cell batteries, 4 of them wired in series to give me 48 volts, the other side wired in series 48 volts, and then those 2 packs wired in parallel, so that I have 8 batteries, 48 volt working voltage. Actually they're gel cells, so it's actually 53, but after they run a while, the gel cells have a top voltage of over 13 volts. I've got an e-bike hub here that I bought off of eBay. And I bought it last winter, and I got the hub, this pannier bag to hold all the electronics package, and the throttle for $275. I noticed they've gone up quite a bit since then, and that same outfit now would probably cost you $350, maybe $400. Don't know why they went up. Hopefully they're becoming more popular. But this is a brushless hub. Other than the hub spinning on the bearings, there's no moving parts. No brushes or anything like that. Nothing touches anything. And this is a Hall's effect throttle, which as far as I can tell works on magnetism. No electrical points or anything in that either to go wrong. So there's basically nothing to wear out in it. There's a computer in here that reads off of 5 position sensors inside of the hub that read where the hub in relation to the armature is at any point in time, so it knows when to fire the magnets in which direction. And that's all solid state, nothing moves in there. Very foolproof, solid design, and I'm more than a little impressed. Now, another thing that impressed me is just how much fun this is to just go out and forget about mileage and everything else. just go out and drive it around and have fun. It's almost like flying an ultralight, only you don't get any altitude. But you're sitting in the seat, all you can see is the two landing gear, and that's it. Everything else is basically out of view. You got a place for your feet. It's a huge amount of fun to drive around. Now I'm thinking as oil becomes more and more harder to come by, and the price of gas goes up, gets up around $10 a gallon, I'd like to see a community built with highways designed for small electric vehicles like this, where the outskirts of the town is peppered with grocery stores, pizza parlors, banks, and all the other things that you need in society to survive and be happy, movie theaters, where anybody can leave their dooryard in an electric car and go do all their business in comfort. Now this one is a little bit minimal. It's not much different than a moped. But if you made a car with 4 wheels, 2 of these hubs, and instead of these little gel cells, you put 4 deep cycle batteries in, put a very lightweight body around it with a roof and doors, you'd have a very feasible electric car that you could easily go to the grocery store and buy 10 bags of groceries and do all your business, and your total cost for your day's travel would probably be around 10 or 20 cents, and there'd be zero pollution. Now if you had a community like that, and then off in the distance you had half a dozen of these great big 200-foot windmills, it basically would be pollution-free and a money-free environment where everything would be run off of wind power. That's the wave of the future. I'm convinced, after driving this and looking at windmills and building windmills, I'm convinced that electric is the future of society. All we need is gas to get up around $10 or $12 a gallon, and it'll happen. And it'll happen in California first, and then it'll spread across the United States, hopefully. That's just super cool. As some people would say, amazing. The technology is all there to do it. I'm totally convinced. It just takes a different mindset by people. I'm Tinny from minibulldesign. Get out and hike, take a friend. Enjoy the great outdoors, and more important than anything, try to have some fun today and try to have a really great day. Bye-bye.